Hey guys, coming at you live from Greenbrier, Tennessee. Alright, so this is what we're going to do this week. I'm going to give you a week 2 review and a week 3 preview of what's going to happen this week. So we'll skip to the chase. I came up with a segment called The Good and the Ugly. We'll skip the bad because if it's bad, more than likely it's really ugly for fantasy. So for the good of last week, we have at quarterback Cam Newton and Carson Palmer. Hog, you have Cam. Will, you have Carson. They both had phenomenal weeks last week. Maybe because they were against like really soft defenses, but still great weeks. So next we'll look at running backs. Matt Forte and D'Angelo Williams. D'Angelo Williams has been the workhorse of the Steelers offense since Le'Veon Bell, and skip and drug test. Matt Forte, game of his life, 3 touchdowns. I don't expect him to do too much anymore because he is 31 years old and he just had 30 carries. If it's anything like Adrian Peterson, the clock is not going to be set back for him, and sooner or later he's really going to falter. So next we'll look at wide receivers. So my top 2 were Kelvin Benjamin, phenomenal. Cam loves him from Kelvin Benjamin. We've already seen that. And next was a wide receiver who was on the bench. Aaron, you really fucked up. Stephon Diggs on the bench absolutely had the game of his life, and he's had 2 great weeks. I don't see why you didn't play him. Next we'll go to the tight end. Love for my boy, Greg Olsen. I had him starting this week, 18.7 points. Phenomenal. Next, some more love for Will on the defense. The Broncos, that was a great pick. Everyone knows they have the most ferocious defense in all of NFL. They played spectacularly. And last but not least, the kicker, the unsung heroes of the league. Justin Tucker had 15. Wow, great week for the kicker. So now, to the ugly. We'll start off at quarterbacks. Drew Brees and Eli Manning. They played last week, coincidentally, and they both had terrible weeks. Both teams have kind of soft defenses, and last year those two combined for over 10 touchdown passes in one game. And the fact that neither of them had over 20 points this week means that I'm not sure. I honestly, I can't. It's indescribable. Next, we'll move to some running backs, and obviously Adrian Peterson. Bad year, limited to like about a yard a carry. That's just pitiful, and now he's out. Like, sorry, Blake, he sucks. Eddie Lacy, I would get rid of him. He's fat. He does not look like he lost any weight, even though he said he did. He looks like he's back on his chicken and dumplings diet because he's pretty hefty. Next, we'll look at some wide receivers. So I have 3 wide receivers who just played piss poor. Eli Rogers, your sleeper pick from last week, was horrendous. Oh my. I don't think he actually scored an entire point. Next, we'll have 2 stars, actually. Doug Baldwin and Antonio Brown both played very poorly. Antonio Brown, like you predicted, got locked down, and it hurt. And Doug Baldwin, I'm not sure if it's because of a hobbled Russell Wilson or teams are just finding how to stop him, but it's definitely working. We'll just go through the rest. And Kobe Fleener for the Saints played horribly. Hog, look for someone else because honestly, he's probably not going to cut it. Next, we'll look at my 2 homeboys, the Jets and Roberto Aguayo. So both of them scored 0 points. And Caleb, Roberto Aguayo was the kicker for Florida State for 4 years, and he made all of his field goals with inside 40 yards at Florida State. Great kicker. Pretty sure he's our all-time leader in points, but he is now shooting better in the NFL. Also, let's look at some sleepers for this week. So I have Jeremy Maclin. So Darrelle Revis cannot cover a deep threat. We've seen that already. Jeremy Maclin, great deep threat. I think he burns Revis for 1 long touchdown. Next, we'll look at Theo Riddick. Abdullah's out, so Riddick's going to get all the carries and all the passes out of the backfield. Charles Sims III for your the Buccaneers. He's going to be great. He's shown flashes of greatness in his little time with the Bucs. So pick him up if you don't have him, or try and make a trade for him because I really think while Doug Martin's out, Charles Sims III is going to play well. Tyrell Williams, Lowe picked him up, receiver for the Chargers. So he had a good week last week with Keenan Allen out. I think he is in for a great season just because I've never heard of him before, and those are normally the kind of guys who play really well. So picks for this week, I'm not going to be biased, so I'm going to leave mine and Hog's game out. Feel free to interpret how you want. I think Jamal Charles is going to come back and play very well. If not, Spencer Ware's in there. Kind of handcuffing myself. Not sure if I want to do it yet. Might play Mike Thomas, unproven rookie, but he's a stud. And we're going up against Atlanta, who has been shredded the past couple weeks. Okay, so This week I have Caleb over Austin Scheidt. Austin, I'm sorry, your team's bad. Caleb, I think you pull out the W this week. So let's look at Andrew and Will. It's close to home because my boys, I miss them especially. And I'm going to go with Andrew after he demolished my asshole last week. I really feel like he's going to demolish Will's asshole this week. So, Will, lube up, buddy. Next, we have Chandler and Aaron. Aaron, I love you. I'm sorry, but I think you're going to get beat by Chandler, who I don't know if he's actually set his lineup yet this year. He might have, he might have not, but you're going to get beat. Next, we have Jake and Blake, and I think Jake's going to get his first W because, Blake, you're just really bad. Like, Danny Woodhead's out. Adrian Peterson's out. Sammy Watkins has – I think I could go out there and play better. And I'm pretty sure I tore my ACL playing golf again yesterday. So, hey, fun stuff. The last matchup I'm going to hit will be Kane and Logan. Logan, I miss you, but I do feel like your legs are just going to shake too much, and your foundation is going to crumble, and Kane's going to be victorious. That's all I have for this week, guys. Actually, I have one little surprise. Just give me 1 second, if you'll stay with me. And just know, Poppy never dies, boys.